We're going to show you the OEM Wizard used to initially set up the 3Sixty.3 with a factory radio. That is, a radio supplied with the vehicle when purchased from the manufacturer. Since we have a factory radio, we'll be using the high-level inputs. First, we tap into the speaker outputs of the radio and connect the harness to the signal processor. Then, connect the power harness. The Wizard, which we'll show later, will help us configure the summing logic that will drive all channels of the 3Sixty.3. Finally, connect the squared end of the USB cable to the signal processor. Double-click the 3Sixty.3 icon to initialize the software user interface. A prompt will show that the processor is currently not connected. Now, plug the rectangular end of the USB cable into the USB connector on your computer. If using a virtual machine like Parallels, be sure to specify the USB connection to Windows OS. Once the processor is recognized, the DSP settings will be read for all channels and the prompts will disappear. To start the Setup Wizard, go to Device, Configuration. Under Source Interface, select the high-level speaker line inputs. This will load the OEM Setup Wizard. The high-level inputs will be highlighted. The processor anticipates your inputs. You can disconnect all to manually configure them. It's important to note, you only need 2 full-range channels from the factory source unit. However, in our example, we're going to demonstrate using all 8 inputs. For channel 1, we'll use the front left tweeter, channel 2, the front right tweeter, channel 3, front left mid-bass, channel 4, front right mid-bass, channel 5, rear left full range, channel 6, rear right full range, channel 7, left subwoofer, and channel 8, right subwoofer. Click Next. Now we'll assign the output channels. Again, the 3Sixty.3 anticipates your connections. If you'd like to manually configure, click Disconnect All. For channel 1, we'll use the front left full range, channel 2, front right full range, channel 3, not connected, channel 4, not connected, channel 5, rear left full range, channel 6, rear right full range, channel 7, left subwoofer, and channel 8, right subwoofer. Click Next. Now we'll configure the input channel summing. This tells the 3Sixty how to route the inputs to the outputs. The front left speaker will derive its signal from the front left tweeter and the front left mid-bass inputs. We'll uncheck the rear left full range and the rear left subwoofer to keep the fader intact. The front right speaker will derive its input signal from the front right tweeter and the front right mid-bass inputs. We'll uncheck the rear right full range and the right subwoofer to keep the fader intact as well. For the rear left speaker, we'll uncheck the front left tweeter and front left mid-bass. We will keep the rear left full range, but uncheck the left subwoofer. For the rear right speaker, we'll do the same and uncheck the front right tweeter and the front right mid-bass. We'll keep the rear right full range, but uncheck the right subwoofer. For the left subwoofer, we only want signal from the left subwoofer input, so we'll uncheck the rest. We'll do the same for the right subwoofer. We'll uncheck all except the signal deriving from the right subwoofer input. Click Next. Now we'll assign the source presets. This tells the 3Sixty.3 where to save the EQ, crossover, and level for each source input. For the main input, we'll save our settings to preset 1 and 2, but uncheck presets 3 and 4. For the Bluetooth input, we'll uncheck presets 1 and 2, and retain the settings for preset 3 and 4. For the auxiliary, we're not going to be using it, so we'll uncheck all the presets. Click OK. Same with the optical. We're going to uncheck all the presets. Click OK. Then click Next. Now for the input level setup, we're going to match the source unit's output level with the signal processor's input level. Insert the 3Sixty.3 setup CD and play track number 1 at maximum volume. Make sure the source unit bass and treble are set to 0 and the balance and fader are set to center. The output mutes are on, so no sound should be heard through the system. Click Next. Since our source unit was set to maximum output, the input level meters on the 3Sixty.3 should be red. Slowly decrease the source unit's volume until the meters change to yellow or green. Make note of the source unit's volume control position. Now you've determined the maximum undistorted output of the source unit, which will optimize the signal-to-noise ratio between the source unit and the processor. Click Next. The input level controls now need to be adjusted. You can manually make adjustments using the sliders or click Auto Range to have the system do it for you. As the system performs calculations, it adjusts the input attenuator controls for the maximum dynamic range. Click Next. In order to denormalize the inputs, switch to track number 2 and play at the same volume level. Note that the output mutes are on, so no sound should be heard through the audio system. Click Next when ready. We want to plot the input channels coming from the source unit, which will normalize the front left and right tweeters, front left and right mid-bass, rear left and right full range, and rear left and right subwoofers. Click AutoNormalize. As the system performs calculations, it's making frequency response corrections in real time for each channel. If there are major deviations in the source unit's output response, this can take several moments. The graph now displays the adjusted frequency response of the incoming signal. This allows you to start with a fairly clean canvas to paint with, allowing you to fully customize the crossover, level, and equalizer adjustments for each channel. Click Next. The setup is now complete. The system is about to be unmuted, so please lower the volume before clicking Finish. The signal processor is reading all DSP settings for all channels. This will update the graphic user interface so you can begin tuning.